Well, hello, darlings. Hello. Welcome to our Easter brunch. A happy Easter, one and all. I should say that, shouldn't I? I should say that today is our Easter brunch. Well, happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter. Hopefully, you should. There we go. Happy Easter, everyone. Hello, Miss Debbie. Did anyone go to church? Did anyone go to a barbecue? Anything fun happen? Are you on your way? Is this it? Just Easter brunch? Happy Easter brunch, everyone. Hopefully, you are having a wonderful brunch. I think some of you will not be here today. I think our floor director may be with his family, Yoel. And that's okay. We will find a way. It looks like Debbie, amazing woman, creative director. She oversees our fan pages over at Facebook. If you want to check those out. Much gratitude to you, Debbie. Hi, Tanya Costa, Empowered Journeys, great advocate for the LGBTQ and trans community. Good to see you here. Hi, Janice. Oh, you're just a little tiny church. Wow. Oh, wow. Sounds like Janice. Lives in a pretty wild part of the world. Well, just tell them it means Torah in Hebrew, to bear the light, and it's just a psychology tool. It's what Jung used. People with that people you believe in free choice or something, that you're not conjuring like that's not how you use it. Oh, hi, Terry. Good to see you. Terry Courts is here. Holly W. Hi. So, what is everybody eating and drinking for Easter? I am a nice Jewish girl, so I have been spring cleaning for the Passover, and that's been fun. I get into it. It's just something that seizes me every spring, that I just really have to do a really deep clean. I mean, I I get into the rugs and deep brush them. I mean, I'm always messy. I'm messy and disorganized. So Passover is about letting things go, letting the past go, moving out of the things that bind us. It's this idea of getting out of slavery. Similar to Christianity, you want to leave the old ways behind and be resurrected, the new, brand new you. So both traditions are about letting, spring cleaning, let the old man go and bring in the new. So I think that that's kind of cool. Well, let's go ahead. We'll do the empath's prayer. Like I said, it's going to be a small group today because people are having their Easter events. But let's go ahead and do it. And then we can talk about anything you like. And we can also do a community reading for everyone. Sound good? And if you haven't done so yet, like and subscribe and check out our amazing merch. Yes, designed by the amazing Debbie Brady. It does help keep the channel up and running. Also, be sure and join our book club, our Book of the Month club. This month, we are reading Spark by Gail Nienhuis, a heart-centered journey of growth and reflection. And we'll be going through the exercises that help us find what our vision is and how to manifest our vision. Find out what it is that you are called to do in the world and how you are going to manifest it. So that is Spark, a heart-centered journey of growth, reflection. So she has exercises. She's also fun. Questions I've never asked myself. Toolkits to really hone in and organize your vision. I think I'm doing pretty good, but The Journey of 1,000 Miles begins with a single step, Lao Tzu. So that is the book for the month of April. If you have a book that you have written and you would like us to invite you to our Book of the Month Club, then please send it to Whimsy Anderson, 1819 Southwest 5th Avenue, Suite 116, Portland, Oregon, 97201. And then maybe your book can be selected for our Book of the Month Club. All right, let's do the empath's prayer. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. Happy Easter, Marjorie. Never too late to dream. Hello. Hi, Karen W. Great to see you here. Oh, yes, I could have put on an Easter hat. You know what? I didn't. An Easter bonnet? I love Easter bonnets. They're so cool. People used to do that. They used to have Easter bonnets and all that fun stuff. The Easter parade on the avenue. Well, we got to get back to the old way. So, why give up the good stuff? Like, who remembers Easter bonnets? Who's old enough to remember Easter bonnets? Being given an Easter bonnet and wearing them. Do some people still do that? Okay, so you're working on an RFP with you today? I don't know what RFP stands for. Yeah, whatever you guys want to blitz on, but let's go ahead. We'll do the collective reading now. We'll get it out of the way. You remember Easter bonnets? Oh, lovely, Copper Broom. Well, I think it's also small towns that did it. Small towns in the Midwest. It was a thing. Request for proposal? I don't understand the question. Oh, you got a request for work and you want, okay, we send you good vibes. Ooh, I love Easter baskets. Those are so fun. All right, let's take a look at what is in store for you this week. This reading applies to anybody who's watching today. This is a general reading for the planet. What will the week be like? It's like a smorgasbord at the dinner table. If it doesn't apply to you, just pass it down. Maybe somebody else can benefit. Good to see you all here. Your week. What is the week going to be like? I can tell you that Putin doesn't have enough money for a major offensive, but that he probably doesn't want the public to know just how broke he is. Where we are at right now, many of you are going to be traveling, and the main feeling here for all of us is that we need to go forward. It's the forward momentum. It's the thing that the Stoics talk about. The only reason to turn around and look at the past is if somebody says you hurt them or you screwed up, and so you have to find out, well, give me the feedback to make me better. But then after you've got it, you got to keep moving on. Dwelling about what you think you remember or what could have been, should have been is a waste of time. And so the energy here is forward momentum. So Chariot is about forward momentum. The energy here is time is short. You have limited time on earth. You can sit around wasting your years hollowing, well, what could have been back in 1983, or whatever. I've heard it all. Or you can move on and go forward and try and create something positive for yourself. Chariot is all about, I know my vision and I'm going forward. I'm so glad we're doing Spark, because if you really don't, if you're just a mess right now, this book will help hone it in, get you a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan. But it's this idea that you cannot go back to the past. And how many more years can you grieve it? You got to go forward. You got to go forward. Your karma card is 5 of Swords. Take away the obstacles that are getting you. Where do you want to go? You want to go from point A to point B? Then you must take away the obstacles. 5 of Swords is taking away the obstacles or the weapons. And sometimes we wield the weapons. Sometimes we self-sabotage. Oh, you're in Portugal? Lovely. Beautiful part of the world. I enjoy Portugal. A little too hot in October when I was there. Next time I go, I might go in the off season. Yeah, but beautiful, beautiful country. Where we are at right now is Tower. A lot of people are experiencing war, violence throughout the world, whether it's the Middle East, parts of Africa, Ukraine, etc. But a lot of old institutions and a lot of old ways of doing things are collapsing. And we're really in the heat of battle right now. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, there's a lot of intensity in the world right now. You can conquer whatever is on your plate, whether it's health concerns, emotional concerns, whatever the concerns are. The Tower is over you, but so is the Magician. You will find a way out of your current situation through your own intelligence and through your own desire to go forward. You will pull the solutions out of yourself. The Magician finds the way. I see forward motion over the next 6 months. 6 of Wands stands in your 4th house. Victory over the next 6 months. Magician. You are going to run the race and you're going to win. What you sit in, a desire for love. Ace of Cups, to love and be loved, right? Your past, closed down, afraid to open yourself up. Maybe, it's been very crazy, the world that we've been watching. And so many of us kind of feel overwhelmed. 2 of Swords is about, I don't want to hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's really to feel that you're shutting down. But now we have new positive partnerships. Remember, who is your round table? Do you surround yourself with people that talk you down and tell you you're stupid or say that's a dumb idea? Or are you around people that take your dream, your vision very seriously and say, okay, let's get organized? Be very careful about who you hang out with. Are they on your team making sure that your dream comes true, or are they the negative voice that's telling you, you can't do it, Rocky? Both can be beneficial. Even the cynic, if they're giving you good advice, but if all they're doing is making you feel defeated and that you want to give up, you have to seriously question whether or not you want that person around you. Because 5 of Swords is all about take the weapons away from those people that would obstruct your progress. Where you're at right now, 3 of Cups, hunker down with close friends, allies, armistice. Your opposition, those who want to see you fail, icy cold, people who have no empathy for you. Stop trying to beseech empathy from people who are cold as ice. It's a waste of your time. If someone's heart is hardened to you, move on. It's not your problem. And getting twisted out of shape because he's heartless, she's heartless, they're heartless. Yeah, they're heartless. One of the things you learn in Stoicism is that there are jerks in this world that are never going to support you. The only thing that's going to happen if you keep pounding on the door of a heartless person is you're going to become mentally distraught, and then everyone's going to think you're crazy. They're never going to get it. It's the toughest thing in the world. Cruel people don't get it. If they're inherently cruel, icy, or cold, they have no idea what's coming out of their mouth half the time, right? So the King of Swords is the Ice King. So he's your opposition. The person who lacks empathy, your hope and fear lovers. So perhaps you want successful, intimate relationships. You're not going to get it from the Ice King, so run. If the person is icy, that's not a lover for you. Maybe they'll be warm and loving to somebody else. They're not your soulmate. That's the other thing, the stories we tell ourselves, because we fall in love with the wrong person, and then we be careful about stories about lovers. The final outcome for you, Four of Cups. You may find in life that the reason you're really alone is because you don't like what's out there, and you'd rather hang out with your friends than be in another relationship that's failed. Four of Cups is about turning down offers. If somebody is not giving you the emotional support you need, then that's precisely what's going to happen. I see a huge amount of money coming to many of the people in this group by working on the truth and working on your own success and not living in the past. Look at this, Ace of Pentacles comes to you, and be around green light people that support you and believe in your dream and can applaud you as you run to the finish line. Archangel Michael stands with you, the sword of truth. No, but do not waste your time with inferior lovers, friends, etc., that are not interested in making sure you win the race. And I see great success for you if you stay on your path for the next 6 months. You will be very successful financially and in all other ways, but you must stay on your path and avoid people that shut you down. Healthy criticism is good. I have people in my round table that tell me I'm full of crap all the time. You don't want to be around sycophants. But I know they respect me and they believe in what I'm trying to do. Like the Oasis One project. Some people threw it in the trash, right? The Knesset, I sent 120 letters. Then I sent another 120 letters. And I kept sending letters and said, this is going to end badly, Gaza. But I think I've got a solution. I mean, you guys can tweak it any way you like. But if you don't do this, it will probably go in this direction. Now it's going in that direction. So every couple weeks, I send the Oasis One and say, remember me, the crazy lady? I'm just doing pure math over here, people. So, yeah, you just have to have a green light people around you, people that are going to believe in your vision, no matter how crazy it sounds, and just keep going forward. A lot of you are going to be will benefit financially, which I think is really great. Mm-hmm. It's called your round table. And when you're going to do something great with your life, like save the world, stop the war in Gaza, or whatever your dream is, you got to be around people that believe you, but you want healthy critics. You don't want destructive stuff around you. All right, whenever people are ready to give me the order, we will blitz, blitz, blitz away. A tarot card blitz is less than 5 minutes traditionally. Some people get annoyed that my blitzes go too long, but if there's like additional questions. But so as soon as I get the order, go ahead and ask me any questions you like. We will blitz, blitz, blitz away. I'm sorry I didn't put a charity up. But if you want to donate to the channel, that would be cool. Anything else I have to announce that I haven't announced yet? Nope, I think I got to everything. I think I'm going to switch cards. Maybe we'll do some Lenormand today. Love the Lenormand. Don't y'all love the Lenormand? I was asked by people if I could mention which Lenormand I'm using. I'm using now the Dreaming Way Lenormand. I absolutely love them. They're very beautiful. I have a lot of affection towards the Lenormand deck lately. Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on here. Did we blitz, blitz, blitz order? Oh, thank you, Holly. That's very kind of you. Yes, Rose Blue gave the order. Let's go back. Okay, it looks like we have a question. Hi, George Agroy. Benjamin Franklin has a question for the United States. Yes, I believe he was a diplomat to Britain, right? So Americans do not worship we don't worship royalty. We fought and died not to do that. So a lot of the time people get mad at Americans because she's our princess and we live under this system and we have a House of Lords and we've agreed to have our civil rights stripped for tourism. And now this person's going to be a princess and we're going to be an underling. Well, my apologies to you and deepest condolences. But this is America and we don't do that. Valley Forge, sound familiar? Fighting to be free of the tyranny that is, and the insanity that is a royal family is what America was built on. So we see the evil insanity of royalty, that random people are put in positions of power to prop up the Tories in the House of Lords. You'll never get ahead, Britain. You will never get ahead with a system like that. It will always be stacked against you. It will always be stacked against you because the purpose of the royal family is to romanticize a bunch of horrible people, parasites being in charge of Britain. It's your decision if you want to build a system like that, but you should know that the rest of us don't have to play along because we think it's crazy. Down with the crown, you know? So NHS did not, my apologies, I said NHS. Of course, Catherine did not get NHS because she's better than the rest of you, right? No, she got the best health care, Catherine Mountbatten. Catherine Middleton Mountbatten Windsor, we'll call her that. She got the best health care. And yet, they went into denial and told her it wasn't cancer because she was female and too young. And so she fell into the same crack as a lot of women who are getting cancer earlier in life. They refused to run the test. A CEA would have detected colon cancer or ovarian cancer. It's one frickin' test. If it had been elevated, they didn't even run it clearly, or they wouldn't have missed it. So you're right. She did not go under NHS. My point is, if NHS is bad, if this is the best that the future Queen of England can get, and people were angry that I spent 45 minutes talking about the role. You're missing the point. The point was about healthcare for women and how healthcare providers don't take women crazy, take them seriously, tell them they're crazy, give them antidepressants, and tell them she's a very sick girl, she needs to get some help, rather than listening to her complaints and running the appropriate test. And then by the time you take the crazy girl seriously, she's got stage 4 colon cancer. And the point I was trying to make is, did this individual fall through the same medical cracks that many young women fall through? Because we're seeing more and more cases of stage 4 colon cancer in young females. Because I am a naturopathic doctor and I do continuing education with medical doctors. And gastroenterology is the area that I do my continuing education. So what is coming up right now with GI specialists out of UCLA, et cetera? The fact that we're not catching colon cancer in young females because we aren't listening to them. Oh, your stomach is upset. It's because this, that, and the other. Here's an antidepressant, right? So that's the reason why we were talking about it. We're talking about it because it's a public health concern, right? Okay, so let's take a look now at Benjamin Franklin. Does he have a message for the people? Oh, Stephanie from Albania. Very nice. What does Benjamin Franklin have to say to the American people? You know, it reminds me of the Paul Simon song American Tune. You guys ever heard the song by Paul Simon, American Tune? You guys know that song? We sailed we sailed a ship that sailed the moon. Why can't I remember this song? Again, and many times confused. We sailed away. We sailed on a ship they called the Mayflower. We sailed a ship that sailed the moon. We sailed the most uncertain tower and sing an American tune. Oh, all right, it's all right, it's all right. You can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'm trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying, to get some rest. We sailed the ship they call the Mayflower. We sailed the ship that sailed the moon. Came in the age's most uncertain tower to sing an American tune. So what you go into this energy, and it's an optimism. The optimism of sailing into America, the immigrant that's trying to get away from the aristocracy and the crazy of random people being in charge, terrorizing you, taxing you if there's snow on the roof, taxing you for this, taxing you for that, taxes upon taxes upon taxes simply because we can. Slave trading to get money, human trafficking, drugs, booze, sex, rock and roll, the very thing that exists today. So when Benjamin Franklin talks about sailing the seas and coming into the harbor, he's talking about coming in as refugees, that they were refugees, that the Mayflower, they were religious refugees that came to the harbor with hope that they were going to go to something greater, that they were filled with optimism, just as Paul Simon speaks about. And the people at the harbor who saw the boats coming in with a kind of naive curiosity and not understanding just how ominous and horrible these boats coming into the Americas would be for the people living there. And so the opposition is the birds that are there at the land waiting for the ship, the indigenous people, curious about the boat that's coming into the harbor. They watch. So the bouquet is still there. The offering of the bouquet between the people that were there and the people on the boats, and the growth of a new generation, the tree of inheritance, the family tree. So basically what Benjamin Franklin is saying is to look at American history as a group of people that get on a boat, and just like Paul Simon, they've come on a ship they call the Mayflower. They came on a ship that sailed the moon, you know, with all this optimism. What's going to be tomorrow? We know we can't go back to crazy King George because he was literally insane. He was nuts. He was mentally insane. We know the past is dead, but we don't know what the future holds. And so to that they leave. And The same is true for the people at the harbor who saw the boats coming, and they had no idea who these people were or what this phenomenon was. And so they didn't have fear. They were neutral. It was simply a phenomenon. They extend bouquets. So for the most part, they were friendly. They came down to say hi to people at the harbor. They brought food, right? What Benjamin Franklin is saying is it's up to us what type of legacy we choose to create between those who live here and those who come as new immigrants. And we can offer a bouquet if we choose to and build a new society. The tree is the tree of inheritance. And so what we inherit is up to us. How this process happens is up to us. That is the message of Benjamin Franklin. We came here with hope, just as the new immigrants are coming here with hope. Another generation sails into the harbor. Another generation shows up at the door, running from crazy tyrants, running from crazy kings and warlords, knowing that the past is dead, that they can never go back, maybe to Haiti or to Venezuela or wherever they come from. And they're coming into that harbor just like we once did. And we can offer them a bouquet or not. We can do the work of creating a community or not. It is our free choice what kind of family we create from this process. But that the hope law has always, the American dream is for Benjamin Franklin, that the hope always lies with the next generation of Americans, the next generation of immigrants. That is the message from Benjamin Franklin. See them as the hope, just as we were the hope when we came in to the Chesapeake Bay or wherever, right? When we came in, when we were brought in, whether we were forced in the slave trade, when we came in onto that boat, or whether we came willingly, we knew that what we had been was over, and that something new was coming, and that together we would create a family. And whether or not this family is going to be healthy or functional ultimately is up to us. Yeah. The tree, the roots, we share the same root, right? We're all, even those who were here beforehand, but had to find a way to make it work with these new immigrants. Mm-hmm. So the next question I'm seeing here has to do with whether or not the war in Ukraine will come to an end. I have said that I don't think that Russia has enough money to keep this war going, and evidently they don't have enough of an army either, since 90% of their army and much of their fleet now has been destroyed. He basically went and blew up the Russian military. I mean, they've got some planes, but now they're figuring out how to shoot down the planes with drones. So there isn't really a lot left of Russia's military. They are producing more bombs. As I had also said, based on the remote, when we saw seniors in high schools in Russia, that they were going to accelerate their attacks against the Russian government for fear of being drafted, because they felt that by being drafted, they were being forced into their own deaths. And this was making high school students increasingly frantic. High school students and poor students in villages that are vulnerable are being taken much earlier if their grandparents or parents are signing for them. We also found that out. And so for that reason, I think we're going to be seeing a huge escalation of terrorism by Russia against Russia by young people who are terrified of the draft. And that was one of the interesting remote visions we were given. But let's see about the war in Ukraine. Thank you for being here, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See, the problem is that Putin lost the war and he can't admit that he lost the war, which is why he keeps trying to get a negotiation for a ceasefire. The key, the opposition runs away. Look at this, offers of negotiations with the ring snake. He put himself in a bad situation. Snake is he tied himself up. I think that now we're seeing some troops fleeing Crimea. You know, the gymnasium, the garden, the Kinderlagen, you know, like the children. Uh, the children declared war on their own country. The garden is often the children. The garden, what the garden spawned, you know, the garden, the children's garden, right? Ace of Pentacles, anchor over the right. You know what? Russia is going to collapse really, really fast now because they're running on fumes. So I don't think that they can economically sustain their country much longer. I would say soon, like now. Spring looks very, very bad for Russia in terms of just being able to maintain the war. They can't financially. They don't have enough soldiers. They said they can supply 30 a month. That's nothing because 90% of their people get killed. They don't have trained soldiers. They just give them a gun. They're not giving them, it's just a death. So that's the problem. I wanted to thank Debbie also for picking a winner of our drawing of the month for the month of March. Debbie Davis, if you can hear this, you've been given a free tarot card reading by me. So please reach out to me, Whimsy Anderson, at gmail.com to set up your free reading. Thank you, Debbie. So Jimmy Carter is still holding on. He was able to attend his wife's funeral. But boy, you know, what do you learn from Jimmy Carter? Moderate living and service. You know, he doesn't drink alcohol also. He's not a drinker, right? What was his drink? Was it Tang? He said he liked Tang. He had Tang in the morning. Was he the guy that liked Tang? I think he liked Tang. Well, Tang, it has vitamin C and bioflavonoids. So the joke was that Jimmy Carter didn't drink alcohol. He drank Tang for breakfast. Tang was a vitamin C drink that was popular in the 70s. Anybody had Tang? It's like instant fruit juice. So Jimmy Carter was a guy who drank Sanka and Tang and married the first woman he kissed. And a lot of people found it was just he was too damn sweet to be the president, right? He's a good guy. Very good guy. How is Jimmy doing? The calla lilies of death. Okay, so he definitely is facing his own demise. The main takeaway around him is people desperately trying to preserve his legacy and get as much information recorded as possible before he passes so that everything and his libraries, etc., will be left and overseen by his daughter. So he's facing his own demise. People are running like thieves to gather as much information for his library, etc. You know, he's any words left. You know, he's got people recording on his deathbed. Anything we missed. It's this. The mice run. They flee. They grab everything. People are trying to get anything they can prior to his death. Choices. His daughter. will oversee his legacy. Yeah, when you have someone that incredible passing, you want to spend every moment you can with them. His mentees, recording every message, documenting every last word for maybe his last biography. So that is the feeling. Yeah. Okay, let's do another one. Will 45 be detained after breaks gag order the second time by Judge Markern? You know, I've always said he's facing possible incarceration up until the time of some of these trials. I don't see his business getting off the ground again, and I don't see his presidency being what it was. He's not able to get his. I think he's going to be judged incompetent and mentally insane, and he will be placed under some kind of arrest. He will be found to be unfit due to mental insanity. Whoever was predicting that, I believe they are right. He simply lacks the mental wherewithal to undergo this process, and I don't see him even being able to complete his run for presidency, which is why Nikki Haley's suspended, but she shouldn't give it up, because they should probably give it to Nikki Haley. That's how bad Trump's cards are. He's like a child. The moon is his outcome. The guy, he doesn't, his mental health problems are deteriorating too rapidly. And so I just put him in, it's like they contain him in a house for the crazy people, a house for crazy people. That's what they say his outcome is, a house for crazy people. So the problem is he's declining too quickly. And this is something I've talked about also as a doctor, is that as you get older, these types of disorders, the condition, you decline rapidly. You're growing exponentially. You're aging exponentially. From 80 to 81 is not the same as 20 to 21. You know, and 82 to 83 is not the same as 80 to 81. Every year, the aging process happens more quickly. And so what's happened for this individual is that he's just kind of gone kaputsy. He's gone. And I would say he's mentally gone sooner rather than later. And, the next question I'd be asking is, what is the GOP going to do? What is the GOP going to do about the fact that their guy lost his marbles? We're not doing personal readings. We're doing readings about politics. But if you want, you can come in for a reading. I'm curious to see if, the GOP is collapsing and it's already spring. Can they save themselves? I don't know. They're broke. The problem also is that people are not giving to the Republican Party like they once did. And so as soon as he took over, he said, I have the right to take 30 million off the top. And Laura Trump is there. So they're basically, we have the right to take all the money for us. So the problem is that the GOP is broke. This goes back to what I had said. This is the poverty card. Down ballot races they're going to have to raise their own money separate from the GOP, because Trump is going to take it all for himself. And I see him having a very bad race that is a disaster. And I think that if you have no drama Obama, and you run a clean, consistent race and you're grounded in reality, this guy is, his campaign is just collapsing. Now, the next thing that people wanted to talk about is RFK Jr. and whether or not RFK Jr. was a spoiler. Let me ask you guys a question. You're registered Democrats, some of you, and some of you are independents. Who here plans on voting for RFK Jr.? Don't worry, we're not going to attack you. That's not what we do here. I'm just curious if you are planning and what your decision, why you made that decision. He's running as an independent. He considers himself a spoiler. My feeling is that the Democrats are loyal, that we know what's good for us. I thought I owed $350,000 because of the previous administration, right? They were going to get $350,000 from me. Biden informed me that I had been paying a bill that I had paid off years ago, right? So, student loan debt, my loans were forgiven. I didn't even know it. I was still paying out. So, the takeaway here, folks, is that Democrats tend to stay Democrats. And now we have Georgia. So Georgia, the independent, are you going to go with Trump or Biden? I'm just curious. Please don't attack anyone that says they're voting for Trump. We don't do that here on Sunday. We just respect everyone. We're not going to do that whole libtards and repugs. Don't do that on this channel. People deserve respect, and if they're gonna, you don't do that. Okay, so everyone's voting for Biden. So the takeaway is that Democrats are loyal. So if they voted for Biden in the past, they're going to vote for Biden. I'm going to vote for Biden because Biden is pro-choice. What he did for students, he saved my retirement. And his stance on the environment. He's great on international. So there are reasons why I'm voting for him again. Let's take a look at RFK. See, I think it's the people who voted for Trump that are voting for RFK that believe in conspiracy theories. He attracts the conspiracy people. And so for that reason, I think he's going to be attracted. Oh, hi, Hillary. Good to see you, hon. Yeah, see, blue down the ballot. So I think it's going to be a blue tsunami because Trump stole the money and the down ballot is going to suffer. And because Democrats are notoriously loyal. RFK's campaign became attractive for certain people, but RFK is facing his own legal challenges, according to this, and his campaign is terrible. Oh, far left? Okay. You can see he is getting some financial support, but you have to understand that Biden got $20 million just from one speech when he gave that. Like, boom. Once when he gave the, within a couple of hours after giving the State of the Union. The opposition to RFK has the truth and the star with them. His hopes and fears, his own health, and also something about information coming out. Theft and prosecution is over him. So he's facing some kind of a legal challenge that's going to knock him out of the race if you just trust the cards, in which case Biden's going to win. Well, Biden is old. He may be showing some cognitive decline. I don't know. But I'm so blown away by what he's done for the country just in the last 3 years. I mean, I don't think people realize what he's done for the country. Um, now they're starting this massive rebuild for the entire country so that everybody has a place to live. Do you know how much money they're putting billions in? Every single city, they're bringing in the Army Corps of Engineer, all these businesses in downtown that are the houses are going to be bought up and converted into affordable living lofts and things. And I think that's really cool. But yeah, his big drive now, Mr. President Biden, is everyone gets a place to live. And yeah, so that's the big push for 2024 and beyond with Biden is building. It's just massive building of affordable housing. What I love about Biden is just how in touch with reality he is, and also the high-speed rail. Sure, he wants us to be like Europe, and why shouldn't we be like Europe? Yeah. Oh, his campaign for his running mate. Excuse me. Oh, hogtied. Let's see about the future of Bernie Sanders. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. If you're coming back from Easter services, we hope you had a blessed Easter service. Nice brunch with your family and loved ones. If not, you're welcome to join our brunch here, and we're glad you're here. Okay, the future of Bernie Sanders. Excuse me. He had a stent placed. He had a stent placed. He's concerned about his heart health. He plans on retiring in a couple of years. 2-3 years he'll retire. He lives a moderate lifestyle. His biggest complaint is people misusing government funds. Theft of government funds is his, something's setting me up, his biggest issue. Look at this theft. That's what he's fighting about. The money gets approved and then it gets turned over to something else. He's living a moderate lifestyle due to coronary artery disease. I think he'll be retiring in about 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Yes, the Army Corps, excuse me, Army Corps of Engineers will be helping with the bridge. They always do that stuff. Will they pass and the Disclose Act exposing dark money and corruption? That doesn't surprise me, since that's been coming up the last 5 years as part of the FBI investigation. Let's take a look. Yes, they will pass the Disclose Act. And it's a new beginning of transparency in DC. Archangel Michael, the Sword of Truth. It's time. Wheel of Fortune. They're building a case. The case, excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't take my Allegra, and my cat's dander is on the couch. Apologies. What they're saying is that this investigation is going to be transparent soon. It began in 2011 under Obama, I believe. Truth, it's time. The case that was investigated is coming out around spring. House of Representatives will fall to the Democrats. We already did that one. Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll do one more and then we'll call it a day because my allergies. I need to go take an Allegra. Hi, Mila. Mila, you want to come say hi to people? No? Oh, well. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's on her own. I feel she's on her own. I feel she's defending herself. It's over. She's starting to increasingly look silly to other members of the GOP, and she's starting to become increasingly isolated, and people are starting to laugh at her. She's like a one-woman cheering squad, and everybody else is kind of embarrassed, and I just feel this loss of interest in her. They know that, look, intelligent people in the GOP know they shot themselves in the foot by letting Trump take over their party. But what's done is done. Even Mitch McConnell endorsed him. So there's really not a lot people can do at this point other than to just watch the inevitable collapse because people don't listen to themselves. Right? All right. I want to thank you all for being here, for spending time with me, the Oracle of Whimsy, on this beautiful Sunday. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And be sure and share, like, and subscribe. Think about becoming a member. It's a great way of supporting what we do here. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, all that information is below, both telemedicine, telehealth, as well as tarot card readings. All right, be kind to all so that all will be kind to you. And we'll see you next time. Peace out, everyone.